What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Dukwon says it himself. Be the change you want to see. We're going to talk about Terra, Lunar Classic, and the burn implementation, guys. This is big, and the price is certainly representing it. But first, if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel. We talk about Terra, Luna, and everything else in cryptocurrency every single day. And also, hit the like button if you like the content that's in this. Let's try and get this one well over 200 likes. You know that it makes sense. Now, before we get into the meat of this video, I just want to bring this article up. Terra, Dukwon shares thoughts amid crypto market bath. And he says here, be the change you want to see. So kind of talking around last month for crypto, lessons that will power the rise of the next gen of builders to great heights. Now, we have seen Bitcoin drop 17.6, I think was as low as it got today. Has bounced back to about the 18.5 range currently, but perhaps referring to the current situation, he also said volatility is a price believers pay to achieve that. The financial sovereignty. Meanwhile, South Korea's National Tax Service has reportedly ordered Terraform Labs Dukwon, as well as other executives, to pay a fine of 78 million for tax evasion penalties. Now, that should be attributed to him as an individual, but interestingly, kind of comes out of the silence in this kind of whole market crash. Everyone that's involved in crypto is watching what is going on. Now, let's get into Lunar Classic. Look at that green candle on the 2-hour chart. This thing has been pumping pretty hard on the back of the news I'm about to drop. So if we go into the 30-minute chart, we can see that we saw a big drop off, and then this kind of started to move, and it's a very, very strong green candle. If only 5% down, the total global market is about 14% down. Why is that? Well, we're going to take a look and talk about it. But look, volume has doubled in 24 hours, nearly at 566 billion tokens traded in 24 hours. So we're definitely seeing a move on this. Now, why is that? Well, we talked a little bit ago about proposal 3568, which is the 1.2% burn tax that would be applied. And we did see this Raider 70 was part of the Terra Rebels, they're called. So these are the people, these community-driven coders that are going to implement this tax. And there's a couple of really interesting points on here. 3568 is part of the work we're doing. It's not a parameter change. It requires code change. It will be part of the new software release that we are working on. Now, if you remember again, that we were going to release a software update to upgrade the blockchain and support the ecosystem that sits within it. I read in the proposal feedback that 1.2% might kill the network, but nevertheless, do your best. If 1.2 is not the right configuration, tune it, so long it burns automatically based on the TXN, on the transaction. Raider 70 says the 1.2% burn has been implemented as a governance controlled parameter, so the community will be able to pass a parameter change proposal to change the burn percentage in the future. What does that actually mean? Well, look, fundamentally, we know that currently the Terra station, where everything's voted, there is again a mechanism of reducing supply on Lunar Classic and equally on Terra 2.0. You have to, I think it's 365,000 Lunar tokens to put a proposal forward. What we're saying is, if we go to the Terra station now, and let's say the 1.2% tax isn't working, we might want to increase it to 2% as an example when the market recovers, or equally we might want to reduce it if it supports the blockchain. We would come on here and 345,000 is the minimum deposit. We would put a proposal together that will say we want to go to a 2% tax. Now, that will automatically change because the parameters are already set within the blockchain as part of the software update. So you've got to understand how big that is. It's like having a DeFi contract that you haven't renounced that you can then go back and modify taxes. And ultimately, what is it doing? It is deflating the token. That is the absolute ambition of everything that sits within this. 10 billion tokens is where the ambition is to get it. Now, the biggest update we've got, 1.029 billion Lunar tokens have been burnt so far. We're going to stay really close to this because I'm expecting this to start to really ramp up. They've sort of started the whole burn your tokens thing again, but look, for me, I think we need to really see what goes on with this 1.2% burn. We also have the monthly proposal, 4080, which is the 35% burn that we'll do on a monthly basis. So we could see this big spike at the end of the month. So what's the kind of takeaway from this right now? Two big proposals that have been put forward that absolutely then have been implemented. There is a core team that isn't Terraform Labs. It's a community-driven team that's going to implement and update the code. We know Dukwon's probably just trying to stay out of this. And I think if anything, he's probably trying to stay from not going to jail. But we then now have a community-driven project that want to see it succeed. My best guess, and I'm going to look into these people a little bit more. I was looking through their project on GitHub, but they're probably going to be community members that want to see the success of this. And when you've got a community that wants to see a successful project, then you're in for something exciting. So big burns coming in. Like I said, the 1.2%, we see this on the price in a market like we've got today. Certainly if we go back into the hour chart, you can see this really nice green candle. We're going to stay really close to it, but only 5% down. So pretty interesting. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. And as ever, please consider subscribing, turn that notification bell on so you know whenever I upload a Terra Luna video. I'll catch you in the next one.